All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we go, game number 2 coming at you. MidOrFeed versus Effect here. MidOrFeed up 1-0 here in this best-of-3 series. I am BreakyCPK, joined by TraLF once again. Before we get too much into it, if you type !SkinCoin in chat, you can check out the giveaway we're currently doing, as well as you go to SkinCoin.org. Check out the latest cryptocurrency on the esports market. You can trade in for your favorite Dota 2 or even CSGO skins. Again, that's SkinCoin.org. Game number 2 here. Already have a little bit of a different draft. You know, not that they're necessarily surprise heroes, but different bans resulting in different picks. In fact, the Veno and the Nature's Prophet both banned by MidOrFeed. So we have Spirit Breaker and Ancient Apparition so far. There is the Night Stalker, though, on the side of Effect, as well as the Puck here now, TraLF.
Yep, changing things up, going for a little bit of a different route. Obviously, what's that? 2 heroes were banned out. Were played last game. Spirit Breaker yet again here for MidOrFeed. I mean, it worked out towards the later stage of the game, but I do think that some of the charges were a little bit ambitious, let's say, at the beginning stages of the game. But we'll see if they're able to. Now, charges, let me see the pick order here. It was first to Night Stalker, then the I was trying to see if Spirit Breaker was picked into Puck, but no, Puck was picked after. Yeah. Puck is a very, very good hero against these 2 heroes so far. I mean, you can't really charge a Puck unless you get Shadow Blade later on, but that's much later on. And pending how well Spirit Breaker farms, it's going to take some time. It's just so easy to, I mean, coil, Yules, phase shift, what have you. I mean, there's just really no way to actually get that charge in on the Puck. Unless you're really lucky and happens to use all those spells in the midst of team fight. But, yeah, like I said, until you get that Shadow Blade, you can't really go on the Puck. So Puck's very, very good pick here for Team Effect. We'll see if they draft themselves more team fight as it goes, because that was really what they were lacking in their last draft.
Yeah, that's safe to say when it comes to the side of Effect. So far, again, Puck already kind of brings that to the table. Night Stalker, more the individual pickoff artist. Puck can also definitely assist with that, of course. We do see a couple of respect bans coming out. You could say Broodmother taken away by MidOrFeed. I know Mag especially, that's kind of a go-to hero for him, so they're not going to give him that option, just like last game. I know they banned it. You see the Zeus, though, from Effect, as well as then Sven. So a lot of these previous game bans are having in this one here.
Yeah, and while I love Zeus, it's certainly not a hero that you can just kind of spam pick every game, I don't think. If you're ready for it and you know how to play around it, it's very easy to counter it. Now, we talked about there's so many heroes that just dominate Zeus in lane. And part of the reasons, and one of the reasons we could expect why they wanted to pick Zeus last game is because they knew that Potem was going mid. And it's not really a hero that threatens Zeus that much in lane. Yes, he did die, but that was due to ganks from other heroes. It didn't really have...
Yeah.
I mean, it had a little bit to do, of course, with the Potem arrow from a Sprout. That certainly helped. But you think about certain counters to Zeus that just destroy him in lane. I mean, Puck would obliterate him in lane. Probably maybe even solo kill him if he plays his cards right or gets a lucky rune. Let's say a Puck at level 6 with a haste rune or double damage. That's like a for sure kill on Zeus. There's no escaping that. So that's just one of the things. That's one of the things that comes up that to me that screams kind of an interesting ban here from Effect. But here we go. Beastmaster now for MidOrFeed. It could be a tool to maybe lock down that Puck. Again, it's hard to kind of get on him unless you build a Shadow Blade. But that actually is a popular build now on Beastmaster as of late. At least I've seen in the NA scene. We're seeing a lot more Helm of the Dominator, staying down and pushing the lane with that Seed creep. And then maybe for initiation, you have a Shadow Blade on top of that. We'll see what kind of build we have here from MidOrFeed. But that's been, I think, the popular one as of late.
Yeah, screw that Necronomicon build, man. Tired of it. Yeah, no, we have been seeing a lot. The Helm of the Dominator, though, in replacement, as you pointed out, and Solar Crest, whatever. Just kind of these more utility, more earlier game presence can help with ganks. And I know this is also a very comfortable hero for Keizu. Speaking of him being picked up here, so definitely one of his more go-to. I feel like was known for playing the equivalent in Han actually quite a bit for a time there. So third pick for Effect, though. How do they respond now, knowing that this is a lineup on the other side that's got a lot of aggression coming at you, a lot of it just out of nowhere almost. You know, especially with the Hawk to scout things out. You got the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, the charge in. So they feel Bane is a solid response as a result there. So 5 support Bane.
I don't have an issue with Bane because I think he's a very strong hero in lane. Does a lot of damage. And the Fiend script, you can't really go for... I mean, you know what? I guess I could... So one of the reasons why Bane is not that great is Silencer is so popular in the meta right now as a support. And Silencer just destroys Bane. I mean, that you can't do anything about it. You can't grip in teamfights unless you wait for the ult from Silencer. So with them seeing both their supports picked up on MidOrFeed, they can safely pick a Bane and not have to worry about a Silencer. I was thinking maybe MidOrFeed go for a Silencer mid. But at the same time, I was like, wait, Tomato is the one that plays it. He's playing carry, so yeah, they actually go for the Invoker here, which is another thing we could talk about. But now we have a Drow, 4th picked up. We thought that maybe they'd pick it up last game. It was banned out in the last position, but they're like, we're not going to... Maybe they wanted that, and they're like, we're not going to risk it being banned out last time, and we want to pick it up before the final ban.
Yeah, but last time, it made a lot more sense to me, right? They already had the Nature's Prophet. They already had the Mirana, especially 2 cores that definitely would really benefit from that Drow. Right now they have a Puck, which sure it'll help, but he's not necessarily concerned about that. And Night Stalker and Bane really aren't carrying too much. So it feels a little forced, almost, from effect right here to go with the Drow.
I don't mind it, and they do ban out the Potom. This could be an off-lane Puck, and they could pick something else for mid.
True.
I don't mind it. I still think they need a little bit more team fight. Just because you have a Drow doesn't mean you need an all-range lineup. You can certainly fit her into other things. She's still a great hero in her own right without just using the aura. She's got a great silence. She hits very, very hard herself. So it's not necessarily an all-in strat with a Drow where you have to go all-ranged heroes and just kind of rush down lanes. But we'll see. We don't know yet if this is an off-lane Puck or not. We'll find that out in this next pick, and they have a minute to think about it.
It's kind of funny. I haven't seen... We don't see a lot of Invokers nowadays. It's not died off necessarily, but it's just not maybe the go-to for a lot of these mids right now, at least. However, the few Invokers I have seen has been from Topson, as we saw the other day, and it's been that Quas Wex build always. So it's actually been a while since I've seen the Exor build coming out. And, of course, I'm expecting that here, being that Cancel's playing it, and probably fits the theme of the lineup pretty well to assist with those Sun Strikes earlier on in the game. Would be my guess, at least.
Well, when Topson played it as well, an Exort Invoker would have fit that theme too. I mean, I think they had Void that game, so it actually is going to be a Puck off lane, and it's going to be Lina mid. So Lina with the help from potential roam from Night Stalker and the added damage from the Drow Aura, it should really just have a field day on this Invoker mid. I mean, just a vastly superior mid. So with that knowledge, MidOrFeed are going to have to think about how do we help this mid, because if they don't help him, he will get obliterated. Unless he really, really somehow outplays Lina, I don't see him having an easy time in this mid lane.
Okay, we have to really... They're not sticking to this, are they? Okay.
Swap,
I was going to say, I mean, KZoo was on the Lycan there. Again, he has... That's another hero, actually, speaking of the equivalent in Han, he actually played quite a bit of, but that would have been a little odd to see. They're going to swap that, though, and yeah, he's on the Beast Master. But the Lycan final pick, you know, you're going up against a Night Stalker. He gets that natural synergy as a result. Being on the opposition, he kind of takes advantage of, all right, you want to make it nighttime? Well, now my Howl's double the effect because of that, so solid final pick from that perspective, at least.
It is good against the Night Stalker, I'll give you that. It's also great against, you know, honestly, it's great against the Lina, and it's great against a lot of the heroes from Team Effect. The only one I don't like picking Lycan into is the Puck.
Yeah.
Like the coil kind of really hurts Lycan when he uses that shapeshift and keeps him away from his enemy heroes. So depending on where Puck is in the team fights and how good of a start I think Puck is really going to be... It's going to be the way to gauge how well Effect will do in this game. If Puck has a great start, I think they can kind of take away this game because their lanes are just going to be way stronger. If he doesn't have a great game, we could see this Lycan take off. So we'll have to wait and see like that. There's an early TP out from... Oh my god, the bash right away. He's going to cast his Brain Sap to get some extra HP. So Doi will be here to help out, but it's already a great start mentally for someone playing Spirit Breakers. Like, my first attack in the game is a bash. That's a good start.
It's like the game's setting up to be all right here for Spirit Breaker. Yeah, no, he's...
Although you do know that he has bash now, you don't have to worry about any charges early on. So that at least gives you some peace of mind here in the laning stage here for Effect.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I caught myself here this time. I changed the overlay. We should be good to go. All right. Anyways, but yeah, they're going to control the rune at the top, and of course, both sides going to be able to get their own rune. Now, they got to wonder what Bane was doing down here, of course, and as we see, he placed a ward in this area. Right now, Wee's over there being spotted, kind of chilling. Or I guess he's actually not being spotted, but I don't know if they would actually know that the ward's there. They don't have any sentries around them here.
In the way he positioned himself up the hill to reveal himself, you would think the ward would be placed as like your main lane ward above right next to the tower, or perhaps even deeper to block a camp. But so I don't think that they will know that ward's actually there. And this is purely Spirit Breaker wards, guys. This is when you're in a game against a Spirit Breaker, you want vision of basically the whole river to scout out the angles that Spirit Breaker would be charging from.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and right now they know where he is. He's in the face of Night Stalker in the middle lane, and again, as you pointed out, they know that he doesn't have charge at least yet. But once he hits level 2, of course, more than likely will pick that up, and that's where those wards will definitely start coming into play as far as their presence here. But man, this 2 versus 2 middle lane. You got Spirit Breaker just kind of harassing Night Stalker off to the side, and then you have Lina and Invoker going at it when it comes to last hits here in the middle.
Cancel's doing a great job of last hitting right now. I mean, he did have Silencer to help out as well, just for a little bit. He had the Howl from Lycan, so he did have that added bonus of damage, but he's doing quite well for himself. This is also pushing up, so he'll have double Archer, and it's going to give him a bit of an easier time.
Yeah. So he did get the X-Sword, and now he has that Quas picked up, of course, but we know for a fact he will at least have these Sunstrikes here. Kezu, it's a lot of harassment for him at the top lane. He'll be fine. Use out the boar, but pop the salve, but yeah, definitely taking some pressure from the Bane, as well as that Drow. And bottom lane, wow, Lycan's almost dead.
Mid, Cancel's also almost dead, but yeah, Lycan took a lot of damage.
Both places there. All 3 lanes having a bit of action, actually, but yeah, how's Lycan almost, I mean, this is a solo puck down here. Playing a little bit too aggressive.
He hits for 71 right now. I mean, look, each auto attack, and does he have the Orb of Venom? He does, so yeah, Puck can really take over this lane. This is part of the Drow Aura strat. Imagine when it hits 4 minutes, too, and that Night Stalker gets level 2 and runs around. Like, this is going to be a really hard safe lane for MidOrFeed.
Ooh, over here, top room, Nightmare, suns into the LSA. Nice setup right there. But we will just charge away for now, and he'll be fine. But you see a preview of how the Nightmare could be a decent assistant tool for the Lina, at least. Going all the way to Puck, but no, he's not going to go all the way. He'll eventually turn, and that's for good reason.
Yep, and those River Wards are scouting out the angles of Spirit Breaker charge, so they know what's up. There.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You cut out there for a little bit.
Yeah, my internet's been really funky as of late. Sorry about that.
All good. But yeah, you were just commenting on the Spirit Breaker wards and really giving that information to Puck to fall back there. So he is fine. Top lane, KZU comes back as Bane sets himself back into the lane. And gonna push him back all the way to the tower with that creep push, but Drow Ranger R already level 2, in fact, on the Precision R, and so we see that continue to have benefit. Yeah, now you see the Puck plus 12 damage assisting here on top of the 65, so 77 damage each auto attack. Something that Lycan is having to deal with, but yeah, nighttime, it's approaching quickly. 20 more seconds. Middle lane, no first blood just yet. We're gonna perhaps see it here. LSA is gonna miss, but no, Alpha 9 will survive. Poured in from Night Stalker as a just in case. So
yep, unfortunately, Lina will have to go back and heal. I think King R now at this point takes mid experience. Actually wants to go check for a rune, and it will be bottom. There is a charge up onto the Puck. It's actually going to orb out. Oh no, he didn't orb over the cliff. Maybe the bash over the cliff and it actually saves him. Oh no, Cinderin taking some damage. There's another void in 2 seconds. No HP on Cinderin. This also could be a kill on the Weehaw if they don't play the cards right. First blood goes to King R. What an unfortunate bash there from Weehaw. It's never a time that you'd be like, I hope I don't bash. Well, that was it.
That was something. That was something. The fact he messed up right there when it came to the port. Actually, old resulted for the better because that got them to overcommit towards that kill.
Right.
Then eventually the turn happened for the first blood. So yeah, that was an interesting exchange. But first blood is struck in favor of Effect right here, and going for Night Stalker. Sure enough, nighttime hits and comes into play pretty quickly right there. You do see Lycan with the house. Now, interesting build by Tomato, by the way. Usually we see the Wolves held off for a little bit longer, at least level 2 Hal, but he only sits on the level 1 Hal and is leveling up the Wolves early on here instead.
Yeah, bit curious too, considering you are up against a Night Stalker, and there's potential for that extended nighttime once he gets darkness. So a little bit interesting, but certainly the Wolves do a lot of damage with your shapeshift as well. And I don't have an issue with that. I think sometimes the 0-2-2 or whatever 0-4-4 build is a bit forced.
Okay.
Just every once in a while, I still think Wolves have their place when they're leveled up.
Middle lane.
Cancel taking some damage, yeah, but also the Lean taking a lot of damage too.
Yeah, that was them initiating onto Lean in the first place. Of course, ported from Night Stalker, so it wasn't enough onto her. But clearly, we just have a very, very active middle lane, despite no kills technically happening here. Right now, Lina 22-6, Invoker 23-15. So Invoker is winning the matchup when it comes to the CS. You gotta think the support is definitely a big help for that, and they're gonna pop a shrine here now themselves, as did the Lina combo. So Lina hits level 5 here. Of course, level 6 is that key mark, and that's when the Laguna Blade comes online. And you'll have to be extra careful then. Top lane.
Oh, top lane.
Keizu. Void comes out. Bane, what can he do? Brain Zap level 2. He's going to Nightmare him up. Set up. Oh, it's taken off by A right away, though. Well played. And, God, it's a lot of nuke, man. Zeke's going for it. Not going to happen.
And this could be a counter kill onto... oh, Sunstrike coming in. It does hit. Nicely done by Cancel there. And good toggling of the sleep there from Keizu with that boar. Yeah. Initially by Cinderin, but then, of course, by the boar to save Cinderin as well. So nice plays, nice teamwork here from MidOrFeed. And Cancel outside of the Sunstrike, man, he is doing so well in mid lane. He's up against a Lina that hits for nearly 100. And of course, Invoker does as well, but you factor in just the better auto attack animation with the passive from Lina. You factor in the Dragon Slave nuke. Cancel's doing very, very well for himself in mid.
Yeah. See how that translates here. Of course, the Hand of Midas queued up at least, but so far, Lycan's actually, as far as the CS is concerned, he's the one doing the best, and Tomato does have the Necronomicon queued up, so we've had plenty of discussion on this, Tralf, but he is going the Necronomicon. Is this a Necro game for you here?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you look at like Drow and Bane. You don't even need your hero. You can just run your wolves and your Necronomicon minions at them in shapeshift form, and they will pretty much get solo killed. Even the Lina, just a lot of damage. Here we go. A wrap around here from Team Effect, looking on to Cancel. Do they have Dust? They don't.
Oh no.
He will be totally fine, at least for the time being.
And he's setting up a turn here now. Ancient Apparition throws down the pass or the Chilling Touch right there, trying to get the turn on the King R, but he flies away for now. And he's going for the TP. He actually is going to escape. Wow. Thought for sure at least he's going down, but he somehow makes it out. And now you look at the top lane, Keizu will be fine. That's pretty crazy considering how many heroes were involved in that middle exchange, but didn't really result in much. Arzeek, no, he's a little too far away. Level 6 on Beastmaster. So they want to use that proper roar if they have an opportunity, but not really getting it. And now Puck, he's going to TP, and Puck Dreamcoil is not ready. It is on cooldown still, another 30 seconds. Looked like he used it earlier.
Coming in onto the Bane, but this will probably be canceled, yep. It is interesting to see that Tomato, he put the 1 point at level 4 into the wolves, but then didn't put anything else into it. So that is a bit strange to me. It's like, if you're gonna level up wolves, why not just go all out, right? Like level 1 wolves are pretty awful. They don't really do much damage at all. 18 damage with a base attack time of 1.25. Obviously, you get the benefit from your passive, but it's just a little bit of an odd thing, at least for me personally.
Well, yeah. They do have the inner beast synergy as well from Beastmaster to help a little bit, I guess. But yeah, level 1 is definitely just not,
pretty bad.
And I kind of wonder if he's now going to start leveling that up here even and just sit on the level 1 Hal. But it goes back to that idea. You're picking up against a Night Stalker you like for the nighttime, and it feels a little off. But right now he's using the wolves and the whole army up here to push this tier 2 tower already. So that's where it's working out for MidOrFeed.
Well, if you look at, he's going to have his Necronomicon before he gets, you know, both the skills maxed out. So that if you're thinking about what do you get the more value out of, it's probably your Howl at this point, just because it's going to synergize with the Nighttime and with your other extra units in the Necronomicon. So I would expect him to get more points than Howl. It's just, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Mag, he's just free farming in the bottom lane. He's going straight for a blink after the treads. Totally fine. I think rushing the blink, if anything, is a bit better in the off lane as a puck than mid. Obviously, Veil is great, but you really want that initiation.
This is a game where you mentioned already just how powerful Dream Coil is going to be. I wonder if Axe is something he thinks about. And yeah, you see the Dream Coil here. He's caught by it, sure enough, and right away, as we're talking about it at least, it comes into play. And gets a second kill there as Spirit Breaker goes down.
Yep, uses the coil as he's charging to cancel it, so nicely played from him. And what do we have here from Beastmaster? It looks like he's flying something out. It is a Helm of the Dominator, so going that same push route, Aura route. Puts a stun up onto Puck and an easy Sunstrike and an easy kill. That was like a freebie, and Magus did not respect the spells of MidOrFeed.
I feel like the Sunstrike presence almost, not that it should catch anyone off guard ever, because it's not like Invoker's a new hero by any means, but maybe that did catch him a little bit off guard. He wasn't really expecting that initiation. All of a sudden, he's like, oh crap, I might be dead here because of Sunstrike, and yeah, that's the case. So nice find there in return.
I think it totally did catch him off guard. I think this is what happens when you pick up heroes that aren't picked up very often. If Invoker was in the meta and was picked up every single game like it used to be, then it totally would have been on its mind. But that's just the one of the advantages that you have of picking different heroes in the metagame, is you forget to play against it. And for instance, I was talking about this the other day, Slark is a pretty bad hero in the metagame right now. But sometimes you can get away with picking heroes that are bad in the metagame because people just forget how to play against it.
Yeah.
They forget the timings of the item builds and what have you, so.
Well, speaking of that, Invoker, he basically has his hand of Midas now, so feels like a pretty good timing overall for cancel, and I'm sure that Ags is going to be next in line. That's what we usually see at least. Lycan, he did go level 2 Wolves here, by the way, and he's trying to finish off a camp, but he's found. Fiend's Grip comes down. That's an easy kill. Laguna Blade, everything essentially used, at least what they have here, and nice find from them. So Lycan, he's a top farm. Before that death, it's going to start dropping down the network chart a little bit, and this is where you start seeing the Drow lineup really start to do work, though, in Effect's case. Moving together now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep, it looks like it's going to be a Eul's first here for Lina. And I'm always a fan of the Eul's over Bloodstone. I think it just gives... Oh, AA Blast coming in. It's going to hit 2, it looks like. Won't stop the push. Mag gets a kill onto Weehaw. And he does pick up his Blink as well, taking some damage. I think he got clipped, actually, from the AA ulti as it was going towards top. Maybe could have resulted in a kill. He picks up a regen for his troubles, and he'll be ready to fight again, this time with Blink Dagger on the way.
Yeah, and obviously a big kill there. It's set up, and now trying to transition nicely into the bottom lane. Ancient Apparition, he's trying to run. Beastmaster will TP out successfully, at least, but now Cinderin more than likely going to be run down as Lina denies the tower behind them. Got our Zeke here as well with the Brain Sap, but he's just going to let Night Stalker finish the job and come back into the laning phase. He obviously has his phase boots and going to be able to right-click and earn now on top of that to be delivered. So some nice items coming out. You mentioned the Blink just prior to that. The Eul's well in the works for Lina. What does Drow go in this game? It looks like Dragonlance for her is on the Courier, ready to be. That's an expensive early Courier right now. I don't want that to get killed. Should not, though. So that's going to be delivered, and nice feeling momentum here for Effect. Again, it's a resemblance of last game somewhat when you do think about it.
Yeah, but the team fight of MidOrFeed is not as strong. I mean, their team fight last game was their draft was pretty much drafted around team fight. I think that's all they had. This game they have a bit more of pick off with the Beastmaster. Lycan has a lot of push. Invoker does really everything. It's like the jack of all trades sort of hero.
Yeah.
Very, very strong in a super late game if it does end up going there, and he's got a great start to it.
Middle lane, Wee is charging in, catches Drow. The Gust didn't miss right there. He tried to go for it at the last second. It did not hit, though, and with the Ice Blast on top of it, easy kill ends up being. You see the rest of his teammates kind of spread out a little bit prior to that and could not make a reaction as a result right there. So nice find, and Zay checking out the Roshan area. I wonder if that's going to be on their minds here. Wiz middle lane mag goes in with the silence.
Wow, that was really close from Puck. He orbed out right in front of Keizu, and Keizu had ult ready. Had he ulted him there, I think he 100% dies. There is a aggression up onto the Lina Sunstrike, and that damage is so immense. He actually gets the Bane ulti onto Lycan. Not sure if it will do much, though. He's draining him a bit. That ult is wearing off. Tomato will fall.
Yeah. Oh, Courier's good in the meantime out of the side. Weeaw's going to go for the TP. That will not happen either. So a 2-for-1 up here, really, when you count the Alina kill just prior. Oh, the Wolves. Oh, the minions, even.
Minions, can they get the mana burn? They do have it, but he's just trying to, not able to get the, he's just getting fogged a little bit because it is nighttime.
Oh.
Bane does have a rain sap in just a little bit, but he's juking around, juking and jiving.
Yeah.
This is Bane, and he will be okay. Unless, well, there is a Sunstrike in, you can actually invoke it right now, but
here it comes.
Maybe the brain sap comes out. No.
He knew it was coming. You could tell. He knew something was happening. All right, so Bane will live in the long run. Yeah, that was quite the commitment, obviously, with where they were with the positioning. So nice response there from Effect. And coming to the top lane. But the Dream Coil, as expected from Puck, has definitely been high value this game. That's another case of it right there. That kind of leads me to earlier that I mentioned the idea of a possible Ags on Puck. Is that something that maybe should be earlier in the list for the item build?
Early in the list, I'd say no. I mean, primarily you get that when the BKB start coming out, and you absolutely need to stop someone from BKB running away, like, for instance, the Lycan. But when BKBs aren't out, I don't think there's really a reason to buy an early Axe on the Puck. Yes, the extra stun duration is nice. But it's already going to be there. You're probably going to kill heroes within the Dream Coil anyway, so you just want damage, or maybe you want extra TP cancel, or being elusive with the Yules, perhaps. He actually goes for he's going to go for a Linken's, which is fine. It's going to stop the Spirit Breaker charge, but I don't think you can really charge him anyway. If anything, he can pop the Linken's on a Drow so that they can siege without the fear of him being roared or anything like that.
Yeah, that is the great thing about a Linken's. It's, as you point out, kind of on himself may not necessarily be doing the most, but the idea that you can put it on a teammate is that extra utility, especially this earlier on, perhaps is where the value is going to come from. But for now, Sidoi, the Forest Staff is just about finished on him. That into the eventual Hurricane Pike. So again, they started pushing a little bit of objectives here. They went to the top. They got bottom earlier. And Lina now trying to finish off that Yules as the Courier's resurrecting. There wasn't much on the Courier, a couple of wards. And just the TP, but about 30 seconds before that's back up here. But kind of going back to that idea, though, the Drow lineup. Is there I mean, do they need more tower kills? We're 17.5 minutes in. It's still early on. Top lane, by the way. Bane, he's dead. This is it all coming together. And KZ, credit for the cut. I think the Ice Blast even came late, technically. Anyways, and over here now, Lycan. He's running in. Can't really find anyone, though.
They can rosh so fast right now if they wanted to. They have Necro 2 up. They have a Solar Crest with HODD attack speed and his level 4 Inner Beast. They can really rosh super quickly. They do have to be careful of Puck and maybe push out lanes a bit more. Maybe they want to wait for Aurora or the Lycan ulti to be back up to just feel a little bit more safe. But do look towards Roche in the next few minutes for Team MidOrFeed.
So back to the point, though, I mean, Effect, do they need to be kind of pushing lanes together, pushing towers because of this Drow lineup, or are they kind of forced to be reacting this game, you think?
Yeah, obviously they want to be pushing towers. They do get a tower in mid, actually. Sunstrike will not hit, but Mag will fall. A nice ulti there from Wee. Recognizes that the Puck is already dead. Bashes him back towards his team, and they get 2 out of it. So they do get the tower. They lose 2, and now maybe they look towards Roche. They have Alacrity. That they have such a good Roche team. I mean, this will die in a matter of seconds, really.
Well, just I guess the ultimate point is that I was trying to get at too is Effect. I mean, they have a very, very slight net worth lead here, but it seems like, again, with this Drow style of lineup as it swings now back in favor of the other side, you need that net worth lead to be a decent, not a a huge amount, but at least be in the lead by like 3-4K or so by around this time frame, or else not that it's going to be over, but it kind of, it puts you on the back foot here if you're Effect. You don't have that hard carry, that heavy, kind of like last game where we saw Sven on the other side, that they can really rely on. So that's
well,
the concern.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to you were asking, well, is there going to be a beefy hero for this to be this last hero for Team Effect? And their last pick was this Lina, who, by the way, they are going to go for a kill onto Weehaw. Uses the Soul Ring. He starts off with the Yules. This should be a kill onto Weehaw, and that's great for them. But I was thinking it's kind of hard to get Lina into this game, right? There's a lot of stuns. There's a lot of like potential to gank you on the side of MidOrFeed, and Lina has to be very, very careful about that. So it's kind of an awkward Lina game. It's making it work right now, kind of slow playing it, maybe getting some pickoffs, but we'll see. It is nighttime now for another 4 minutes and then some with darkness. Tower does fall top. They do have an Aegis and things ready to go. TP out from Invoker. This is going to be probably one dead hero, maybe two. No, he doesn't go. Okay, so they do get out of that engagement there.
Yeah, that was earlier on. Warbeast actually ran into Night Stalker completely on the other side of the map while that top push was happening, and so he ends up just TPing back to base. And you can tell at that point, especially, they were suggesting to retreat. Now, charge in on a King R. The Sunstrike does connect. Spearbreaker may fall for this. Trying to get the turn kill. The Ice Blast misses, actually. Now, Keizu, he's in a bad spot right here. MidOrFeed, they're biting off a little bit more than they can chew. Ancient Apparition does TP out, but you look at Lycan. Tomato still wants something. He's still getting something. Pops that Hal, being nighttime, doing plenty of assisted damage right now. But the shapeshift form will wear off. Yeah, and he does not really have support nearby. Sunstrike coming in. Nice Stalker. What a land from Cancel. Will it be a turn kill, though? The Wolves are chasing him down. The Urn's going to save him for now. And Tomato should be fine here, as they don't have the most mana to work with in pursuit. King R has to be careful, man. Okay.
Yeah,
turns around.
He's definitely playing with fire, but Tomato, he's pretty tanky. Obviously doesn't have the ultimate, so he does need to be a little bit careful himself. Cancel split pushing. He's got the Aegis, Midas, Ags. Very, very close to his bots as well. This is going to be a very scary game for Team Effect. It's not often you see Invokers have this great of a start, especially in this meta game, and he's having that great start. And we know that Cancel can play this hero. This is one of his, I think, signature heroes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is up there on that list for sure. Well, like TA comes to mind as well, but yeah, the Cancel Invoker. Many of streams with this hero. The bots, as he mentioned, delivered here are just about. Bloodstone is finished on the other side now for Lina. So, of course, a big item there. I mentioned we went the heals first, now into the Bloodstone, and they're smoked up around her. Trying to find somebody in the Radiant jungle. As we see, that's probably not going to happen. Although middle lane, they're pinging her out. They're going indeed. Cold snaps. Wait, did he cold snap the creep? No, he cold snapped her, I think. Anyways, deafening blast, everything being used. Still the whole kitchen sink at her, and she does die. She comes down from the Yules right there. Our Zeke, he's also going to be run down. He can't really do much about it. It's just a horde of minions, as well as Lycan himself. And he, too, goes down, and that's a nice transition into the Tier 2 middle tower. That drops so quickly.
That was a really strange decision as a team of what to do. They were smoking. They were leaving Lina unsmoked to go mid, but Lina was playing up very aggressively. I thought they were just going to smoke past Lina and, like, bait her. But they ran away from her completely. Coil on 3. Lina is back up as a result of the Bloodstone. Nice silence on the 3 heroes as well. They're not able to get much. Here we go. At least Lycan will fall.
Yeah, so they get him taken out. That was a Laguna Blade use right there. Now Ancient Apparition also going to go down. So, yeah, it seemed like a little bit awkward of a start there for Effect, but they do get 2 hero kills, and they did take out Tier 3, though. So I think overall, if you're MidOrFeed, you're not too disappointed with how that fight played out there, especially considering what happened just before that. You're talking about it seemed like Effect was a little bit off on their game plan there.
Yeah. They're just... If you're smoking away from your Lina, especially with all 5 heroes of MidOrFeed off the map, you need to be a bit more careful. Again, I thought they were just going to smoke and bait her or run the other way or run like up into their shrine, but they just ran away from Lina, and it's just bad timing, unfortunately, I guess, on their part. But yeah, Tier 3's down, and that's going to open up some shrines here, which will die very, very quickly with its Beastmaster and Lycan combo.
Bad timing in a couple of ways. Again, the Bloodstone just picked up there for Lina, so that's down at 9 charges now from starting at the 12, of course. So that's just kind of adding to it for Effect. Got BKB at least queued up for her, and that's coming along. I believe Puck has the Lincolns coming out as well. And there's also a Maelstrom on there. So Sidoi playing the Drow does have a Maelstrom follow up to the Hurricane Pike. As she continues to farm in the jungle. There is an Ancient stack that she can do perhaps once she gets the Maelstrom, but currently doesn't have it. And again, the Courier's going bottom lane, so Another little awkwardness here. Just having to wait a little bit longer.
Wolves are scouting out heroes here in the bottom lane, so Tomato doing a good job of scouting out where the enemy heroes are. There is a Linken's completed up on the mag, and as I think about this more, I really think Lina goes for the, yeah, I like this decision. BKB is big for Lina, but they can't afford to have her get charged and not know about it, so she is actually going to go for the Linken's before it. And this is one of those games where these cores actually need both. They really do need Linken's and BKB to stop the aggression from MidOrFeed. And until they get that, like the nice thing is that they will always have this damage from Drow, so that's nice. You don't really have to build damage items. And there is a charge on the Drow, speaking of. The Hurricane Pike is up in 1 second, but can't get it off. This is a dead Drow if I've ever seen one.
And it goes right to what you were saying there. The Lycan Wolves was sitting on Drow that whole time, and then finally she got close enough to where they felt comfortable engaging with that vision that they had. Between the Wolves, between the Boars, between the Hawk, of course, of Beastmaster, this is a very difficult game to feel comfortable on if you're Effect. I mean, the map control, understandably, is being controlled very well by MidOrFeed right here. And that just another example of it, as we see there, just Drow just explodes using the set information. So great find, and Desolator on Lycan. So now comes to even more objective presence, as well as just plenty of right-click damage. Come out right here.
Nice. I really like the Deso. That just supplements his build very, very well. There's a charge again. Oh, he canceled it. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you have bashes on command. So there you go.
Ridiculous. He literally bashed him into the Ice Blast, I'm pretty sure. He doesn't bash, so I don't know if he gets hit by the Ice Blast. Anyways, Wii is going to be stopped here, so it will be a turn kill. It feels good moment for Effect, at least. Kind of favoring them, but bottom lane being pushed out. Again, the army of Beastmaster. It's going to bring it back now as they let the minions do a little more pressure there. Double damaging, though. Lycan, Tomato's just walking around it, waiting for the right time to pick it up. I'm sure. As Night Stalker will fly away, realizing he's being scouted. But yeah, like a gem would be pretty nice this game to have. But are you really getting that right now on the Dire side? Okay, they do have one. Puck does have one, actually, as I say that. So
they really need Lincoln spheres on their cores very, very badly. Mag has the right idea, but unfortunately he can't just constantly run around his cores and just put Lincolns on them all game. He's got to do that maybe for pushes, but I mean they need their farm and they need to split the map. So it's actually going to be an Ags again. We have a charge up on the Drow as he's farming Ancients. They do sense that something's going on, and she will back up. A Blink Roar forced out to try to keep him at bay, but a very nice sleep to stop the Sunstrike. I don't know if that's what he was planning for, but it does prevent that. Sadoi still slowed up, has a 4-step in 1 second, not in time.
Hell of an attempt from Bane, but you're right. It's whether that was planned or not. That was a beautiful Nightmare use, but still not enough. Just the slow is too much. And again, that was quite the reach right there. But it continues to just be the case for MidOrFeed in terms of they have very strong initiation. They have just so much control of the map right now. And Effect is as for good reason, is playing scared. And that just results in a couple more picks. The double damage on Lycan is just farming up a little bit more with this. I think you were just mentioning with the Ags pickup on Drow, by the way. That's what he's farming next.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. They need defensive items. He needs to not get charged. And yes, Gust is very good against charge, but when you don't have vision of him, especially like you're just not going to be able to cast it, and he hasn't been able to. Keep in mind too, when this Spearbreaker gets, oh, he has a Shadow Blade already. So yeah, you can't even do anything about it.
And
he pops their smoke. They don't have. Oh, the dust is super late.
Yeah.
And the gem, which is on Puck, he wasn't there, and doesn't get popped by the smoke. So, man, just one thing after another. But yeah, I just don't agree with this Axe. He needs defensive items, whether it's BKB. Really needs to be a Lincoln's. Puck trying to cancel something. Actually, Keizu cancels his own TP as he maybe roars, but one of the things is canceled. It's the charge.
I'll cancel the player assist with the Sunstrike at least. Do you get the kill on a Spearbreaker down? Now Beastmaster the Fiend, you're blocking him down. He too is going to fall. And they also got the Maelstrom proc to take out the AA on top of that. So, Effect, that's one of the, if not the biggest fight they've had so far this game. 3 kills coming out, none of them with buybacks or anything. And Roshan is up. Do they maybe try to steal Roshan here?
Well, they certainly have the damage with their heroes.
Yeah.
Fiery Soul from Lina plus the Drow Auras. Nice combo to have. Solar Crest up on the Night Stalker. We haven't talked much about him, but he's had a perfect game. He's 5-0 and 10. Hasn't died yet. They see cancel over here. Does have a Lincoln Sphere of his own. But yeah, this will be a dead Roche. Like an ulti to come up. Doesn't have AA up
Steal
here,
it.
though.
Oh, the Nightmare.
Oh, he's steal it.
He sleeps in it. Aphodine picks it up, actually. Invoker doing what he can to assist right in the pushback on Sonoy. Trying to stay alive. Laguna Blade Nuke comes out. Down goes Lycan after it all. But Lina does stay alive in that fight. So Lycan just went balls to the wall for the steal. And it did not work out in the end. Oh, the charge still happening, by the way. Sonoy. Oh, no, the Sunstrike. That's a kill.
Oh, man.
Wow.
TP's out in the enemy base. I didn't even think that was going to happen, so I wasn't even watching it. Nicely played there. But, yeah, he got stunned up in Lycan in the pit, and he was going to go for an all-out damage build with negative armor from the Deso, which I liked, and then he was actually just going straight for the AC, but he canceled that idea, as now you can see he's going for the BKB. He realizes he needs to stop these stuns, especially... I mean, the scary thing is, as you mentioned, yeah, BKB is amazing this game, but once that's... Oh, comes out... Sorry, I was watching something else. But once that comes out, you can expect that Puck is going to go for that Ags afterwards. So.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he has 3,000 gold saved up. Right now, he has the Shivas queued up. So we'll see if he gets some kind of information on that and maybe to change his mind. But you also have Invoker also going to the BKB. Yeah, so that's going to be an item that becomes a little more popular here. On the Radiant side, that's a Lincoln spot, by the way. On the bottom lane on a Puck there, but Tornado goes right on through the phase shift, and Puck will fall back, but you see cancel. Again, has that BKB queued up now with the Blink Dagger. Go along with the Lincoln, so just doing a lot of split push here. As this team has been doing in general, Alacrity's up the siege creep, and look at this tier 3 bottom lane. I mean, this has been all chip damage over time. They haven't really fully pushed it. It's almost dead just simply because of chip damage from the minions. Just one of the many issues that they're trying to deal with here on the Dire side. Beastmaster going to Ags himself, by the way. I feel like that's worth mentioning.
Yep. Oh, Yule's onto AA. This is a dead AA. I've ever seen one. And Bane gets the last hit. This Lina's racking up those Bloodstone charges, though. Almost has a BKB with an Aegis, so it's bounced back very, very nicely. And if you just look at the sheer CS of Lina, we've been seeing her farm a lot of this game, but to good use. I mean, 315 CS at 32 minutes. This is like comparable to an anti-mage just free farming all game.
Yeah. By the way, Night Stalker picked off. That's his first death, right? No, he did die just shortly before that. You mentioned that earlier. He was on a bit of a streak, but died earlier to that. He dies again here. Bane is also picked off nearby. And then the bottom lane, again, continuing to be chipped down. This tier 3 is probably dead. Yes, it is. They do eventually finish it. And they've already had the shrines exposed. In fact, they've already killed bottom and top. But still, another tier 3 going down. And you see Keizu and Hui at the top lane are now going to fall back as now Effect is looking to respond to this up here. So Effect is constantly playing on their back foot. And the Ags on Drow, you know, will... Once they get that, it's like, are they really going to be able to start sieging towers then? They've only got the tier 1 towers in each of the lanes, and that's it. And for a Drow lineup at 33 minutes in, that just has to feel so underwhelming if you're Effect. But I mean, you got to try something, and they got the BKB on Lina now finished with 15 charges on that Bloodstone, by the way. So credit to Aphodine, she's definitely recovered a fair amount.
Yep, maybe they're looking for a... Oh, I hear a charge and I hear a Lycan ulti.
Oh, the Yule's up. Here comes Keizu though. Prime Roar. No, he gets silenced. Beautiful gust in response right there. The Illusory Orb on through. Sunstrike's coming up. But yeah, Tomato just in the back lines with that shapeshift. He doesn't have the BKB just yet to use right here. The Zarzik gets picked off though. The Deafening Blast finishing the job from Cancel. Tomato's going for the TP out in the base. He gets stopped though.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about right there. Cancel. Now he has to run actually. And he'll do that. Lina. She's low. Okay. Nope, not going to catch A initially. They keep on going, though. Do not have a Dream Coil. Cinderin is definitely dead.
They need to watch their top lane, though. Cinderin falls, but this rat play coming out for Beastmaster, nice TP from Lina, actually gets canceled by dying right there. This is going to be some pushing on the top lane. Night Stalker's going to try. In the meantime, looks like he will be fine in the bottom lane. TP coming out from Cancel. Cancel goes top. But he kills damage onto the Night Stalker. Mag TP's up to try to stop the bleeding. the damage is coming out on this tier 3 up in the top lane. They do force out a glyph here. Lena's trying to run up there, but the TP is on cooldown from dying from that Aegis earlier on.
I think this kind of just shows you how ahead really MidOrFeed just seems like they are, though. As Lena is running in here and trying to, again, catch somebody. But cancel, does he dare go back in? Keizu does not have the proper reward. Charge from Weehaw, though. They are going to go in. Do they have the upfront burst? The Sunstrike comes out. The bash even. The Nightmare comes out, though, in response. And it will save him for now. He runs in with that BKB use. Wee just charges in himself. Now he turns around. Nope, now it's going to be Fiend's Grip. The Ice Blast coming through. Not going to hit anybody, though. The Tornado will catch one. But they cannot save the Spirit Breaker. Damage already done, but... Again, hero kill-wise, that went all right for effect, especially when you consider Tomato going down in that awkward position at the beginning of all of that. But
yeah,
more objection push coming out here from the Radiant Tide.
I'm not sure what that was from Lycan. He ran past all their enemy heroes into the mid racks, and his ult just wasn't even up.
Yeah,
that was kind of strange. There's actually a lot of interesting things that happened with that fight, but there is Chi still up on Sidoi. He hasn't used that. He can buy his Ags if he wants to, but he won't have buyback, which I think is a bit more crucial in a game where you can literally lose every single one of your racks if your cores die without buyback. So you really do have to save that, I feel. At least if you're Lena, you might not have to because you have 18 Bloodstone charges now, so you respawn relatively quickly. And yeah, she is going for the Lincolns. This is going to be a whole new level of game once they get these BKB Lincolns up on their cores. Again, it doesn't look like, unfortunately, Drow is getting either of those just right now, but Lena has that, and that means she's pretty much never going to die. I mean, she has defensive Yule, she has BKB, she has Force Staff to get out of things. She's just going to be really, really hard to take down, and even if you do, she's going to be respawning quickly. So as you can see, though, MidOrFeed has that rat potential, that split push potential, and you always have to be wary of that.
And that's what it seems like they're definitely relying on. Keizu constantly pushing in the top lane, while you got Invoker especially more so living in the bottom lane. Spirit Breaker running around the middle, meanwhile, and they're actually hunting him. They know he's in the area. They are going to spot him. They finally do, and now he's definitely dead. Sunstrike will come out over here on the Shrine area. Lina almost picked off by the Beastmaster. The Ice Blast comes through, but he was in the air with that Yulsi. Does finally fall after the fact right there. Centering credit for the kill, however, Beastmaster goes down, so 2-for-1 advantage for effect. And again, that was a Bloodstone, so Lena's going to be up pretty quickly in about 20 seconds here at this point. But they're going right into the base. She does not have a buyback, and they're trying to get their first racks. They can do that very quickly themselves. Alacrity. No, Lycan turns around. Okay, now he goes back for that. TP was canceled. Drow off to the side. Has his cheese still on her, by the way. Mag? Base shift? Nope, he already used it. He goes down to cancel right here and pops his own BKB and just does plenty of upfront damage. And now he's going to go after Bane even and probably pick up a second kill here. As Bane Force Staff, no, that's not going to work. Gust at the last second, a little bit too late, but at least set up the turn kill on Invoker. Pretty chaotic game this has definitely turned into. But MidOrFeed just continues to get objective somewhat. And yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's the same spot he did last time.
Oh, he has no TP. That's why. He has a Blightstone instead of a TP. It's kind of interesting. So he kind of just felt that they were going to chase him down no matter what, try to get any damage he could, but definitely needs a TP or at least maybe bots in this sort of game, so he can bots around like Cancel's doing from lane to lane and try to split them up. But nonetheless, that was a really crucial Ice Blast from Cinderin. It went through the Yules, which is still weird to me that it does that, but it went through the Yules while used, got the kill through the BKB, so even if he did respawn quickly, he didn't have that BKB ready for the next fight because he already popped it. And really quick racks taken up there by Invoker plus the Lycan, so definitely a one-team fight there for MidOrFeed. Roshan's going to be the next spot of contention.
Ice Blast does hit Night Hunter, or Night Stalker even, on the way there to the Roshan check. As I mentioned, it's still a little bit of time here, a pretty late one. Minute 45 before it's up. Lena's going to scout it. As they see, it's not here yet, though, so they can't really do much about that. Ags finished on Drow. So now she has that buffed-up marksmanship here as far as the splits coming out. Because of how this game has continued to play out, do you think that's actually going to prove to be a good choice now, or are you still sold that the Lincolns and more defensive would have been better for Sidoi?
The Lincolns definitely would have been more defensive and better, but I mean, Ags is still great. It works really, really nicely with Maelstrom, and it's actually going for the full Mjolnir. really think he needs Lincolns, we've seen, or at least a BKB, because if you saw in the last fight, even if he just gets deafening blasted, he does nothing in the fights. Does absolutely nothing. He sits there disarmed for, I think, what's it, 5 seconds? And there was a TP onto a Hawk right there, which was scouted out, so Keizu, he blinks in aggressively. ZQ could be in some trouble. Here we go.
That's the Eels up in the air on a Spirit Breaker, but our Zeke, he has picked off Sadoi. Got to keep him alive. That BKB Tomato. Now, again, we've noticed several times he gets a little YOLO sometimes, so this time he will back off, other than just diving into the base. He still doesn't have a TP, by the way. That is, I don't know what that's about, honestly, from Lycan. But see if that comes back to bite him in the ass once again. Darkness was brought down from the Night Stalker. He's going to check in here real quickly. Goes in, but now he's going to be turned on. The Primal Roar on top of him. As Invoker's caught by the LSA, though, so King is going to survive for now. They're trying to commit more to this. Cancel, locked down by the Dream Coil right here. Goes for the Ghost Walk, though, and will barely survive the EMP exploding in the back lines. BKB from Lina, however. There's another Shapeshift. They are going to catch a Lycan. At least he got the Shapeshift form off, though, and he's going to be heavily bursted by the Laguna Blade, and down goes Tomato. Finally, somebody falls in this fight, and they check Roshan. They see it's up.
It is up. They don't have Darkness for another 35 seconds, which could come into play. There is a buyback from Lycan, but he did just pop his ult. Invoker is a king of Roshan steals and just Roshan disruption, as you can see right there. Casting spells, a blast on just one, but that's one is enough. Night Stalker will fall. The Sunstrike on top of that, do some added damage. Keizu with a roar. Here we go.
We're not even done just yet. The Wild Axe is flying through. Aphanine barely lives long enough to help set up that kill, but he does go down in the end. The split attacks, though. And the Bane lockdown on an Invoker. That's a Fiend's Grip to take him out, actually. He does have a buyback again. But this Roshan, they're just having a back-and-forth battle right now. What is this, a Wild Wing Ripper? A Cyclone coming out here?
Nag actually did have the coil, but he just barely lost the vision of the TP from Syndron up on the high ground. So it looks like it will be a Roshan kill here for effect. They have another Aegis and Cheese that they can get. There is an AA blast here, just maybe stop them just a little bit. Charge coming up onto Sadoi. They will have high ground vision, so they can stop this as the gem is up under the puck. So they will get this. He's still continuing with this charge, though. They should see him because they've actually pinged it out, but they're walking away. So anyway, that's definitely a big win here for effect. As there is a BKB. Okay, this is at least important. He has the BKB on Sadoi, so through the Deafening Blast, he can at least attack. That's more important for him right now. Yes, the charge is annoying, but he cannot get disarmed. I mean, this hero is all, just he has to attack. There's nothing else with this hero. Yeah, silence is great, but you need to output that damage when you do go for a build like Mjolnir Ags.
Mm-hmm. And now Puck, as the BKBs are happening here, he sure enough does have the Ags almost finished. In fact, he has it finished now. So, has the more effective Dream Coil as a result of that, as we kind of expected. So,
effect now have the items and have the levels to take every fight and win it against MidOrFeed. They do. But now MidOrFeed has the option to split push, and they have the heroes to do so. They have bots onto Hawks. They have bots onto Lycan Wolves. They can split push lanes. And that's really, I think, the focus of this next fight. Keizu is locked down.
He was scouting with the Hawk right there, and they just ended up jumping him as he was. And he was completely caught off guard, clearly. So an Ancient Apparition also gets picked off in the midst of it, and another couple of kills for this Dire team here. And when it comes to hero kills, at least, they have been getting much, much more in this last 10 minutes or so at this point. Again, the MidOrFeed, the team that's up 1-0 in this best of 3, in effect, trying to make the comeback, though, now in Game 2. MidOrFeed had to do that the previous game. Invoker continues that split push, though. Bottom lane, that Rax is already destroyed, but going to at least get them to the base right there and maybe force some kind of a response.
Oh, yeah, they're already TPing back. And this is smart. They know that this is the only play that MidOrFeed have, is to split push, so they have to be very, very cautious of it and telegraph these pushes, or of what MidOrFeed are going to do.
Interesting decision here by Cancel, by the way, TraLF. He actually goes the AoE Deafening Blast at level 25 over the Tornado, which we usually see most of the time.
Yeah, interesting. That is interesting. I don't know, I just feel like the Tornado cooldown is so crucial. But,
yeah. And it doesn't, see, the AoE Deafening Blast to me, too, is like if you are going to get it, it's maybe because, like, there's several, you know, big-time melee heroes, maybe even like a Sven or, you know, whatever. Just these big, bulky melee heroes that are kind of clumped up constantly. But they don't have that here on effect side. It's, as you mentioned, really the only hero that's going to be doing a lot to is the Drow. I mean, it's in general a great ability, but it just doesn't feel like it was the obvious choice over the Tornado cooldown, which is, again, what we usually see him for good reason.
I guess maybe it's just mode of thinking is it's so crucial that I actually hit lots of heroes with this that I need an AoE. And if I don't hit a Deafening Blast, but I don't agree with that. I just think that the cooldown on the Tornado is so damn good that it's just impossible to not take up.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he can make it work.
God, effect constantly having to fall back. That it's going to be a tower deny though, and for good reason. It was dead anyways. As another Necronomicon and Boar Army comes in to finish the job.
Now, something to think about too is even if the lanes are pushed, okay, even if there's backdoor protection on, they will kill these racks in a matter of seconds. If they just run in with an invisible wolf, TP multiple heroes like the Invoker plus a Lycan on top of it with Alacrity, maybe even a Beastmaster going in onto a separate set of racks with his attack speed auras and what have you, they will still kill these racks through backdoor protection, so watch out for that.
They're going to Nice Archer right here. They finish the job. There's that AoE Deafening Blast. It did hit Lina in the back lines. And the BKB activated by Cancel. Remember, though, it's the axe effect of Puck, so it does still stun him, actually. And he's still stunned up for the time being. Finally, it breaks right there. But Cancel has to get out. He got to go walk off, though. He'll be fine. That was a Laguna Blade commitment. Night Stalker buys back. Fiend's Grip logging out Spear Pick on the back lines. Bane himself. Lincoln Spear pop on him. He'll be fine for the now, throwing out some nightmares right there. Beastmaster, he's trying to survive now after the side. The right clicks, though, for multiple heroes doing plenty of damage. And we see the end result favoring effect, no doubt. Really a 3-for-1. Again, Night Stalker did have to buy back throughout it. But you got Lycan, he's back at his own jungle, and then Invoker, he too fell back, and is going to look for just simply more farm in the game.
And now with this is the BKB up on a Drow, it makes it, her build is so strong at this point in the game. I mean, she just dishes out so much damage. And you saw right there the Axe Puck come into play. The Invoker was BKB'd up in the coil, but broke the coil at the last second and was stunned for, I think it was, what, 4.5 seconds?
Yeah, it was a long time.
4.5 seconds. And he was just sitting there. And unfortunately, the Lina ult was used up on the Lincolns, but just him being stunned gives them more time in team fights to just kill other heroes. So.
Ooh, is Cancel going to try to make a play up here? Maybe with an Ice Blast?
There's a BKB and a Lincolns. I don't think he gets this kill.
He's going to say hello, if anything.
Now, one thing to note, too, is Tomato did buy out the AC. He does not have buyback. So if he dies, he's going to be on the sidelines for close to 100 seconds.
But he does have a TP scroll now in his
Yeah.
backpack.
Does finally have that TP.
So
He really needs bots, actually. Like, they have no way to win this game in team fights. This is similar to the last game except reverse. They cannot win team fights. The only difference is that they actually don't. You see right here, there's a wolf, but it's about to die.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But you see how they could easily take these racks if they backdoor.
Yeah, you're right.
If they have buybacks, they can go all in on these racks and then just die and buy back and fight against or fight with mega creeps rather. I don't think they have another play. They will not. I don't think they can win team fights at this point.
No, I mean, the Drow's dealing out plenty of damage in these fights now with her build, especially the aggressive route of the Ags into the Mjolnir. And she even has a Butterfly coming along. And then, of course, there's that level 25 talent from Lina that's been online for a bit now. And she actually has a Chrysalis into a Daedalus coming, too. So her right click's even going to be more dangerous coming up in the near future.
Charge onto creeps right now. Puck is nearby.
This is risky. Okay, well, they're going in, actually. Cancel and Kizu go in together. Trying to pick up the Lina, but she got the BKB up. Cancel, he's getting low himself, and Sonoi's just sitting here with the right click, that physical, and down goes Cancel. He does everything he can at the last second, but a double kill already from Sonoi. What is MidOrFeed doing? I mean, I guess you look at the base. The Wolf is trying to back doors you talked about, but that just seems silly running in like they did. Yeah, it's just... I don't know what's going on.
I don't think your all-in play is to go all-in and kill heroes. Your all-in play is to go TP on the Lycan Wolves and kill the base. Lycan's going to try it now himself, but they could have just Yeah, you see how much damage just himself does?
Yeah.
This is one other hero like an Invoker, even a Beastmaster. All these racks are dead, even through backdoor protection.
Can he stop TPs? That's the question.
Yeah.
I think they might have actually already. I mean, Lena's going to die right here. Most likely. She kind of runs in, and she does have a buyback ready to go. But Lycan, he is already back at base, as we see. And looking to defend now. So that middle range racks did go down.
Oh, he didn't have... Oh, see, that right there is the not having the Tornado cooldown. He actually goes for the Invoke of the Cold Snap, was on cooldown, and then he goes for the Tornado as a secondary choice, but that was off cooldown for 4 seconds, Breaky, so that does come into play right there. That would have been a dead, for sure, dead drought, as he TPs right in front of the enemy. Kind of crazy that he's still alive, but yeah, does live. The game is certainly not over by any means. I mean, yeah, 12K, 11K for Team Effect, but these, again, you see just what one Lycan can do. If any other hero is there, all of these racks die instantly.
Yeah, MidOrFeed, it's almost like they're kind of like trying to do it, but not just committing to it in full. Because yeah, that top fight just seems so odd. I don't know if they thought they had a jump that, you know, was better than what they got right there. But if anything, I expected to see Lycan himself in the base at the very beginning. That's why I went over there, and I just saw the one wolf beating on the range racks, you know, barely killing it. Eventually, we saw Lycan go in, but they seem just a little unsure of exactly what they want to do. But they are going to be pushing here. They are sure of this. Tomato goes right for the middle, and he's going to be caught by the Tranquil. So with the BKB, it's not going to save him. There's the Fiend's Grip. He's in trouble big time. You do see the top lane is being heavily pushed in. Tomato finally dies. The melee rack's taking some damage up here, but more kills happening in favor of Effect. Our Zeke, he's going to live against Spirit Breaker with a nice Nightmare, and now the BKB of Cancel. He's going to have to go for the TP out, and he should be good. Yes, he will survive himself. So a little bit of damage put up top here on the racks. But Effect, pretty good hold even overall on their part.
That was kind of awkward for me. I mean, they could have done it a lot better, to be frank. They put the Alacrity in the Lycan, and then they just like, it's like they just like watched him do whatever he wanted to do. They needed to just like push the top lane while he was doing that, and then force Team Effect to make a choice. Because they had pretty much every hero onto the Lycan, and they used the grip for a long duration. And then it just looked like Team MidOrFeed were watching what was going down. And then they're like, oh yeah, we should be splitting top. But then you got maybe 1 or 2 auto attacks on the melee racks, and that regened its HP, so... And now it's actually at full HP. So they needed to just fully commit to a split. Invoker maybe links up and starts hitting the racks. You have the Beastmaster with his 2 boars and his attack speed, so kind of an awkward decision there.
Worth pointing out, I had to think about that for a second. I was like, wait, how did he Dream Crawl again? Well, that's because he did have the refresher in that last fight, Puck, that is.
Right.
So has the refresher's Ags now. Very, very powerful combo. Especially, again, we just already saw the last fight how useful it was. A couple of different heroes. But Ags also, well, not Ags, but Beastmaster is also working on a refresher himself. However, as they say this, they are going to catch him. Trying to sneak in. Is a TP enough? It's not. Nightmare comes out. And they will stop him from getting away. So he's dead for 100. Again, has buyback. Going to be very important to note here. As this game continues to move on. More 25s also being hit. In fact, wow, nearly everyone's 25. Bane's even almost there at 25. As, I don't know if it's really that big of a deal for him, to be honest. I guess 100 move speed's nice.
Well, no, it's really good if you actually get farm. Because that... for instance, if you have an Ags, you're brain sapping for 500 pure damage through BKB every, I think it's like, what, 4 seconds or something? Sustains. But you have to have the Ags and you have to have a huge mana pool, otherwise it just doesn't feel that strong.
No, I think it's like every 2 seconds. Or like 1.5 seconds.
I don't remember what it is. Yeah, you could be right. I just know it's very often.
Yeah.
But he can't really supplement it with his base mana pool this game, and he just doesn't have an Ags, so he probably... Maybe he does go for the movement speed, but no, I mean that 500 pure damage nuke is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Slow push at the top racks right here. Again, Invoker, a king of holding, spamming out his abilities, but there's the AoE Deafening Blast even to assist. BKB's going off. Aphanine focusing on the melee. Sunstrike doing everything they can to scare them off, but it's not enough. Melee racks goes down. Lycan. He is running in. Oh, now he just sends in the wolves. He turns around. Realizing that was going to be a risky maneuver on his part. Wow, so you just see Puck right there just spam click the dig in. And he gets level 4. That's 420 GPM talent. That'll help you out there.
Pretty nice. I really feel like they should be making some kind of backdoor play. Like, there should already be a wolf in the base, maybe even a hawk. I just don't think you have any option to win these team fights. Yes, there is. Oh, here we go. Roar.
They're trying.
Up onto the drow.
Nice Nightmare. Nightmare's going to help a little bit, but the Sunstrike does have enough coming through. The Ice Blast, not enough damage.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. He's at 3,000 HP. So that percentage of the Ice Blast is definitely going to take him down. And he does have a buyback, which is nice. But this gives the opportunity to MidOrFeed to actually push out their lanes a little bit and then look towards some kind of split push play. I'm really surprised they're not going for more. There's a double damage up top. This could really, really help their cause. As it's picked up by Tomato.
Yeah, still no bots in it, man. It really does feel so odd. It just seems like the obvious choice this later on, but not committing for whatever reason. But anyways, the Wolves are up here. So here we go. He pops Shapeshift, that double damage you mentioned.
They need to split this. They need to make the team effect make a decision. So they go top. They're actually all just going top. So.
Wow, that range back just melted. They do die fast indeed. Buyback from Drow. Here we go. Melee Rex is dropping at the top, but now he backs off. BKB, there's that Dream Quill. We knew it was coming. Refreshed it there himself. It's not enough follow-up damage, though. The Imp is keeping Lycan alive for the time being, and he's still running away. Going to be running out of Shapeshift, though, when they do eventually run him down. Look at the middle, though. Oh, never mind. Not the most damage. I thought that was almost going to be dead, to be honest, but KZU unable to do so, and he'll have to TP out.
I don't know why Tomato's not just hitting the Rex. He had BKB up. He literally like 3-shot the Rex with a double damage. Like he has buyback, right? Yeah. He could have literally got mega creeps for his team and still had buyback. So, I mean, it's not like his shapeshift was going down. It's like a how long? 15 seconds plus 33. So you're looking at a nearly 50-second shapeshift duration with a 51-second cooldown. So you literally have like 2 seconds or 3 seconds of cooldown. So I don't know why you don't just suicide yourself for the Rex. I mean, he's dead anyway, right? So
there is a hawk here, but it's just about to despawn.
Is there from Wii? It stops the boots of travel from the arena.
He killed it.
So he's actually gonna have to walk, and that does provide some time for the respawns to come up from MidOrFeed. So very nice play there. It's weird to think about, but these Midases can come into play in big effect in the late stages of the game for these bots.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the Roshan Scout right there from Invoker, but still a bit of time before that's going to be a thing. I'm noticing KZU is sending these Hawks up here now. This one's going to be killed off once again soon here, but
it needs to be a Lycan Wolf.
Did you see what Lycan typed out in the minimap there, or wrote out?
I did.
Oh boy, he's maybe frustrated, I guess, but you know what would help with that frustration? Bots.
Bots or just attacking the racks with your BKB, that would help.
All right, well, another round of this. Again, effect. Their lead is just going to constantly grow. I mean, that's not going to change at this point of the game. It's a matter of can they finish it before MidOrFeed does.
Okay, he needs to move his wolves away from his hero. Just throw the wolves at the racks. They have invis. You can TP onto them.
Oh, they're going to find here. Alpha9, a lot of BKBs going off the bat. All he got was Ancient Apparition. He burst him down, but at what cost? Now he gets force staffed away. There's a BKB saw on the Tomato, but it's just not nearly enough damage. He just melts himself. KZU's trying to live. Cancel also going to go for the TP out. He will be successful. So will KZU. Looks like we have forced to fight the Sunstrike. No, the cheese use from our Zeke, and I don't think he got hit by it anyways. You see down goes Spirit Breaker, but look at KZU. He ports middle. He's going to send in the Hawk. It is too late, though, it feels like.
I don't know why they think they can win team fights. They're going for these like cheeky plays onto killing heroes and ganking, but they could just do that on the racks. Like they have an all rat like they can just rat these racks so easily, and I'm just really surprised with the decision making as a team to go for these plays when they really can't win team fights. Drow and Puck with Ags and Refresher and what have you. It's just there's no way you can fight into that.
Yeah. In effect, again, they're not going to be able to necessarily push all the way through. There is that backdoor protection currently up. Going to the top lane, though. Uh-oh, cancel. They catch
smoke
him.
is broke. Close. Cancel knows the jig is up.
Oh, but he's going to be seen. He gets caught here by the Dream Coil. He's sitting with the Invis, though. They do not have detection yet.
Now, the Bane is there with the gem.
Okay, now he is, and they are going to catch cancel. He will have a buyback. So most likely need to come into play, but you look at the lanes. I mean, they are constantly being pushed out, preventing, again, the easy just go from effect here. So they're having to take care of that at least.
There is a Centaur I saw somewhere. I think it was killed off, unfortunately. Never mind. KZU took control of a Centaur and then was trying to run it towards the base, but yeah, it's really like if you have Lycan Wolves on it, they can't detect it. At least if Bane's not nearby with the gem. So Refresher was used. He does have a coil in about 15 seconds. As he puts the Dagon in place of his boots, so Puck has got a lot of burst damage now.
He does fortify coming out. In Evoker, you'd figure he is going to be fine back here, at least for the bottom. If it ends up working out that way, Spirit Breaker, he charged in the flank. Here we go. Cancel with the buyback. We are locking out Night Stalker. Night Stalker is going to be picked out. Promer hits Bane, and Bane's going to melt away. Buyback on a Night Stalker right away, though. But by the way, Tomato gets a triple kill in the midst of this. Another buyback as Lena buys back. He's TPing back in. Drow, as soon as they get on top of him, though, Drow melts. He does not have a buyback himself. That's a dieback for him. Now you have FO9 actually back into the fight. If he dies too, though, this could be trouble for him. Buyback from Lycan. It's just buyback galore from both teams right here, but Lena just has to stay alive, and she is doing her darnest too, and also getting some team help. Lincoln's is thrown on top, and he'll use a illusory orb to get away for now, but an opening for MidOrFeed. Drow's dead for 90. What do they do with this?
Luckily for them, the lanes are pushed out significantly, but here we go. This is the play. Lycan Wolves, go to the base, because they can't buy back on the Drow. They're actually telling them to just push out this lane, but they don't even need lanes. They don't need backdoor protection. And as these Wolves finally make their way towards the base, they can put, let's see, bots. Bots are up on Invoker. KZU is dead, but he could buy back if he wants to. Like you mentioned, there's no boots of travel on the Lycan, which is really just an oversight at this point. He doesn't have buyback anyway, so he needs to buy out something. He's going for moon shards, but yeah, I think they could have made... I don't know if they knew that Drow didn't have buyback.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they were thinking he still has it. There's 2 minutes left, so they're making the safe play here as they do go for Roshan, but...
Happened to spawn right in front of him as he ran into the pit, so perfect timing. And that will be a Roshan, so they're going to have Aegis now. On top of that, and also they have the window in the sense that Lena does not have a buyback here for 6 minutes.
True. Didn't Puck buy back as well, or did I? No, he didn't.
Night Stalker did. Yeah, Puck still has his.
But man, do you see how awesome that charge is? Like that charge speed, no one can react to that. No. It is so freaking fast that you just simply can't react to it. We coming in through the back lines with that invis and that super fast speed charge really caught them off guard. So. Nicely done from Weehaw in that last fight.
Now, where do you go from here if you're MidOrFeed? They're slowly pushing out that middle lane. Cancel, throws up some alacrities and going to allow it to push that way. The top lane going a little bit more in favor of effect right now, understandably.
I think Sadoy needs to buy another item. He does have buyback cooling down, but he can start purchasing towards some kind of item as his 6th item and put that bots into his inventory. Can also put the cheese into his inventory and move the bots to his backpack as he gets ready for this next fight. But maybe a Manta just as another tool to kind of...
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like maybe Desolator for just building push to really help with that, or Manta for a little more defensive. MKB is always there.
I DC'd again.
All good.
Yeah, it's just some kind of item to make himself more elusive in these fights and stop the Lycan from charging in. Maybe make him second guess about if it's a real one or what have you.
All right, the game of avoid one another. Although, MidOrFeed, again, it still seems like that they feel like with being clumped up that maybe they could still take a fight right here. Buyback situation, though. No buybacks on many heroes. The big ones are both Puck and Drow does have one now. Sunstrike using that to just simply scout for the time being. You have the Hawk going to the top lane, by the way. I'll keep an eye on that. That's like how both teams are literally just in the mid lane right here, just kind of watching each other. No real engagements actually taking place. Obviously a very, very scary time right now. 64 minutes in, Tornado does hit Drow, but they're way too far away even to capitalize on that there. And Lycan, I was going to wonder if he's going to finally adjust him maybe, but he's going to go Butterfly here. He mentioned the idea of the Moonshard that he had, but he wants a more combat-ready item even than the Butterfly instead.
Well, I guess there's really no room for MKBs on the side of effect, so
you're hot.
in that aspect it's nice, but I think as you were, I'm on board with you. I think first and foremost, this Boots of Travel is extremely important for him. If nothing more, just nothing else to just threaten them with the split push action. Like, I'm surprised I haven't even just been threatened by it. But we do see a smoke. I actually heard one from Team Effect. Just looking to try to get something done. Lena has her buyback. Still on cooldown for another 3 minutes, so she does not want to die. Especially with the Bloodstone not on her anymore. Here we go, Weehaw in trouble.
Oh, he's spotted the smoke, and actually Tomato's going to run in with this. Finds the Bane right away, gets the kill. Spiritbreaker survives for now. Zidoi gets over the ledge, though. Now Tomato takes from plenty right click. Puck is picked off, though. Remember, he does have a buyback. Alpha 9 locks down the Lycan and actually takes him out. Aegis going to bring him back up. Cancel gets low. If they take out Cancel right here, yes, they do. There's no buyback on him now. Tomato with no shapeshift for 30 more seconds, just kind of walking at the Lena right here. That ain't going to work. He's going to fall as well. No buyback on him. The Soul Survivors, Ancient Apparition, and GGs are called by MidOrFeed here in game number 2.
Well, that's that. And I'm sorry to say, but I think that MidOrFeed had every opportunity to win this game. I think they just completely went the wrong direction. They went the direction of, we're going to fight them because we have Invoker and big spells and roars and what have you. But they had so much split push power, and they could take the racks. I'm really surprised, especially that fight when Glyph was down. There was a double damage on Lycan. He was literally 3-shotting the racks, and he chose not to take them. And like, he died anyway with buyback available, but he chose not to take the racks with double damage with BKB after he'd been disarmed by, I can't remember what it was, but that was just really strange to me. I think that MidOrFeed definitely could have taken that game, but now we have ourselves in a third game situation here, Breaky.
Yeah, somehow Effect, they make it work, and I'm all with you, but just don't want to harp on it too much either. It's just people, you're watching that game, you definitely, I'm sure many feel the same, but is what it is for MidOrFeed. Could not get the job done, and props to Effect for hanging in there and eventually doing what they needed to do to get the victory, of course. So we got a Game 3 coming up here in this best of 3 here for what is the SkinCoin WCA. Once again, guys, type !SkinCoin in chat for giveaway information, as well as go to skincoin.org. Get the latest info on the latest cryptocurrency in the esports market. You can trade for your favorite Dota 2 and even CSGO skins on top of that. Again, that's skincoin.org. Well, guys, I'm BreakyCPK, joined by TraLFDota. We got a game number 3 coming up next. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.